Shall we begin?
Hey there, boys and girls. Bob Kearns, the unsung photographer. You haven't heard from me in a little while, but it's been a busy winter. And this is the first chance I've really sat down and the first time I've had something I really wanted to talk to you about. So, I'm the vice president of a local photo club in the area here. And every year we have our own photo contest. And then on top of that, we participate in something with a group of other clubs called the Interclub. And they have a specific size requirement because they judge the photographs digitally instead of prints, which in the photo club universe is kind of a new thing. So some of the folks in our club need some assistance, some direction into how to properly resize photographs to a specification. Now, in this particular instance, and I'm going to double check here because I'm having I just sort of forgot what the actual size is. But anytime you participate in a contest, or sometimes if you're submitting to a magazine for publication or a newspaper, they will ask you specifically to submit in a particular size. In this particular instance, it's 2180 pixels, 2180 pixels on the longest side of the photo. So if you have a rectangle, right, a 2x3 photo like you would have on a 35 millimeter frame or most full frame digital cameras, you would have on the longest side, the longest edge, regardless of which way it's turned, portrait or landscape, 2180 pixels from the left to the right, or vice versa, it doesn't matter. But that's the measurement. So the other thing, because this particular contest is being judged on a monitor, it's an electronic contest, we want to keep the DPI to about 72, which is a little low for today's monitors, but DPI really doesn't affect the size because we're converting it to a specific pixel dimension. So that's what we're going to do. So we're going to go through two tools here, because nowadays if you have Photoshop and you participate in the Adobe Photographer $10 a month deal, you also have Lightroom. And so we're going to go how to do it in Lightroom. And what if you don't have any tool already? We're going to go ahead and show you a website called picrisize.com, right up yonder here, and we'll go through that. So let's go pick a photograph to resize. These are some pics I took today. Grandkid pics. Nobody so much is interested in those. There's some film from my Hasselblad in the studio and some walk around pictures. This is some candles and nonsense. Boring. Here's some color film, I think. Oh no, this is NEF. These are digital from my D800, but taken with an unusual lens. That's what's special about these. These are taken with a soft tar lens. Soft tar filler on a Hasselblad 80mm Zeiss. For those who are into the geekies. And here's some pictures we took at the last fashion shoot I did. So let's look at these because these are pretty. This is Bella Damone is the model here, and she's easy to look at. So I think you will enjoy this. All right. So let's select this photo right here. Very nice. Nice gown. Cool pose. So, resize. Right now, this is... hit the information button here. 4,912 by 7,360. So it's 7,360 on the long side, which is way too big for this contest at 2180. So what we'll do is we'll go File, zoom in here a little bit so you can see File, Click Export, right? Boom. Now, what do we do? How do we want it? We want to export it to the hard drive. We have other options here, but we're not going to get into all these. To the hard drive. We want to export. In my case, I have a specific folder that I like. All right, and it's just on one of my ancillary drives, and I just call the folder Facebook. You can do anything you want, or you can choose another folder. It will allow you to do that. Pick any folder you want, just like it pops the Finder up and get whatever you want. On a PC, it'll pop up your Explorer, so it doesn't really matter. So if you wanted to, you could go, let's use the same drive just for kicks. We'll go down the bottom, we'll create a new folder, and we'll call it Demo Resize. Okay, cool. And there it is. And we'll call it Demo Resize, and then we'll go down here and select Choose. And if we zoom in now, you can see it says export to specific folder. I am Resize. You can also set this if you want to select the folder that you picked the photo from, right? Or you can choose a folder when you do the export. Another option. Renaming, title sequence. There's a lot of renaming options. For the sake of the contest, you probably want to do a custom name, right? And custom text would be Resize Demo Fashion Pic. Boy, that's showing my age there, using that one. And we're going to make it a JPEG, and that's what the name's going to look like. The reason we make them JPEGs is because that is the universally accepted format of submission. The only exceptions to that, if you're doing a high-end magazine, they may require TIFF files, but that's a whole nother universe. For today, we're just going to do JPEGs. And we select that here. Image format, PSD, TIFF, original. No, we want a JPEG. Quality. Now, people get all hung up on this one. If we're going to be showing this on a screen, we can probably click this sucker down to about, maybe 70%, and we'll save a little size there. The other important thing we want to do is select our color space, and we want to select sRGB. That's a universal. We're doing anything that we're sending to somebody, unless they specifically request something else. If they're going to edit it or they're going to do retouching or something, they may ask for a different color space. But as far as we're concerned, sRGB is always the answer for this exercise. Resize to fit long edge. Right? We could pick either side, short edge, megapixels. There's a lot of ways to do this, but we're going to stick with long edge. And we're going to do 2180. 2180. Okay? Resolution. Again, this is only because they request it. It really doesn't impact anything, especially once we're doing it to a specific pixel size. All right? Sharpen for screen. Yes, we want it sharpened for the screen because this is our final output mount. I almost want to say standard, but in my particular instance, for this particular photograph, I want it punched up a little bit. If you've got a picture of trees or something with a lot of small lines, or you've got somebody in a tweed jacket, you could cause yourself problems if you get too crazy with this. You might want to put one out in standard and look at it, put one out in high, look at it, and pick which one you like. But for right now, we're going to go high. Metadata. I don't like a ton of information about where I took the picture and all my camera details when I'm submitting an image to somebody else. So I'll just leave my copyright, which is a piece of information you always want. Watermark. We're not going to put a watermark on this. This is for a contest. And after we're done the export, we just want to show in Finder because we want to double check our work. Okay? Now, that's it. Now, if we're going to do more than one, right, we should probably go down the bottom here. Add. Right? And it's going to ask us for a name. And the name of this preset is going to be Interclub. Club, and because they seem to change things every year, we're going to call this 2018, and we're going to create that. And you'll notice down here somewhere, Interclub 2018 is available. Last year, Interclub 2017 was only 1600 pixels, so they got better monitors this year, I hope. All right, and that's it. And then you just click export, and off it goes. And there it is. It pops up. It rings a little bell. And there's our picture with the right name on it. Resize Demo Fashion Pic JPEG. Okay, and let's have a look at it. And let's compare that to the original on the screen here. Not too shabby. It's a little color shift, maybe. You're not going to be able to tell on the video. But I think it looks pretty good. It is a little sharper. She's spectacular, this young woman. When you get the chance to work with a really talented model, it makes the world work better in your photography career. Okay, so that's how we resize stuff with Lightroom. Okay, let's pretend that we don't have Lightroom. So what I'm going to do, just for fun, all right, is I'm going to export this as a regular JPEG to my hard drive, just a regular, and we're going to do export again. And we're just going to put full size. I have this here somewhere. La 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 la. Beauty Fire Escape. I don't know what that one was, but it sounds cool. Good Light Magazine. I have a couple articles in Good Light Magazine over the last couple of years. Go check it out. Interesting mag. A lot of fun to read. You got some really good guys submitting articles in there. Myself, Joe McNally, a couple other guys that you will recognize, and you will really enjoy that. Okay, so let's see exactly what it is. So here we're going to do the same thing. We'll do a quick one. Specific folder, we'll do the same. Demo fashion pic, only this one is going to be full size. Full pic, so we'll call it that, right? It's going to be JPEG. Going to make it, leave it quality, we're going to make it really high quality, 100%. RGB, resize, no, we're not going to resize it. We're going to leave it the full size. We're not going to sharpen it. We're just going to leave it the way it is. And copyright only, and after export, short and final. Okay, cool. And then we're going to export. And this takes a little longer. It's a little bigger file. All right, and there is our full-size JPEG. So we're going to go back to Lightroom here, and we're just going to quit Lightroom because we're done with Lightroom. All right, and we'll skip that. All right, now our full-size JPEG has been exported, and we are back here at picresize.com. Okay, so we're going to go right back to the very beginning here. Picresize.com. There it is, and we're going to select a picture. Here's our large export we just did. Lovely. And we're going to take and we're going to drag that over here. Boom. We can also do a browse if we like, and you can see there's our number. Our number, the name of the photograph. It's quite a bit larger, right, than the other one. 117.9 megabytes versus 425 kilobytes on the Resize one from Lightroom. All right, and if you look under here, you're going to have additional options. You want to pick Quick Resize, and we'll do that. The Quick Resize dialog comes up along with 47 other commercials. And what we want is a custom size, right? So custom size, we'll select that. And because ours is a vertical, we're going to select the height to 2180. If this was a horizontal photograph, we would select the width, okay? And that's pretty much it. We don't get any other choices. So what we're going to do is quick resize my picture. There we go. This is where we want to be. We want to view the image, resume the edit, or save to the web. What we want to do is save it to disk. And if you notice, it'll pop off and it'll go into my downloads folder. It'll just be downloaded as a file. So let's open our downloads. Open downloads. Oops, I missed. I actually missed. And right up here, Resize, demo fashion, full pic today, 6:27 p.m., which is when I'm doing this. And we're going to take that and drag that over onto our folder where we have the pictures. All right. And now we have it. Just hit the space bar. And this is our resized picture. It's finished size. I'm a little curious here. And this was like medium. Oh, no, that was our full-size one. Our resized one was slightly smaller than the one we did from Lightroom. So this is our full-size photograph that we began with. Now let's zoom in a little bit, and let's pay attention to the highlights here on this grass right there. Okay. Okay, and here's the Lightroom one. Not really very much difference. And then you see there's a little shift, and I don't know if you're going to be able to see this on the video, I hope. Just a little bit, the highlights dip a little bit. I don't care, it's not bad. Right? From a distance, it does take some of the highlights out. Not very much. Still looks good. And it's free, and it's available to everybody to use. So again, one last time, that name of the website is picresize.com, and it works just fine as long as you have JPEGs. You can convert them with your camera software, or a lot of the cameras are capable of taking JPEGs. If you've taken them in JPEG, you don't have to convert them. Your camera software, or even sometimes your camera yourself, can convert these into a JPEG. So that would be pretty cool. Okay, guys. That's the Unsung Photographer. There's a couple ways to resize your pictures for contests and submissions. I hope that's helpful. Subscribe to me. I would really appreciate that. We are firing back up the interwebs videos. We've got a couple interesting ideas coming up. We're going to be talking a little bit about film for a little while because I like film. And it's a change of pace, and we got a couple of interesting new cameras to play with. We have a Nikon N90. We have my Hasselblads, of course, with a couple of new toys for the Hasselblads. We also have a Mamiya C330 TLR, which is pretty cool. We're going to talk about that a little bit, look at some pictures, talk about how they work, talk about how to deal with parallax on a TLR, what the heck that is. That's also something we want to talk about. So any questions you have about film or film cameras, there's also a new film, well, not a new film, but a film has been re-released by Kodak, which is a T-Max P3200, which is really cool. Bob Kearns on Instagram, Bob K815 actually on Instagram, Bob K815. And for right now, that's all I can think to tell you about my website, williamkearns.com. You want to see my work, so you know who's talking to you. Please feel free to visit, ask questions, drop me an email. I'm all good. Trolls go away. People that are interested in this without being aggressively snotty. I love you, but I guess trolls are a fact of life nowadays. All right. Thank you, guys. We'll talk to you next time.
Shall we begin?